Will the Blue Lions ambush the Reds, or will the Reds walk in and trash the party? Watch until the end of the video to hear my thoughts on Chelsea's second of two clashes against Liverpool. Hello people, welcome to my channel, welcome to another video. This is my video where I'll be giving you my Chelsea versus Liverpool preview for Chelsea's forthcoming game in the Premier League, which will be taking place tomorrow at 5:30 PM at Stamford Bridge. So what I'm going to do for you guys in terms of this preview is that firstly I'm going to give you some team news concerning both sides, starting off with Chelsea as they are the home team. Then secondly I am going to give you my lineup, which will as always be broken down into the formation and then the personnel. And then third and finally I'm going to give you my prediction alongside Paul Merson's and why he's gone with that prediction and why I've gone with my prediction. So without further ado, let's get into this preview. So getting into the team news, starting off with Chelsea, Andreas Christensen should be fit to play the game after recovering from a stomach bug in midweek, which is absolutely brilliant news as Antonio Rudiger may not be fit. And speaking of Antonio Rudiger, him, Pedro and Ruben Loftus-Cheek are to have late fitness tests ahead of the game, which can mean that none of them are to feature in the game or in the squad whatsoever. In terms of the magnitude of the game, this could have an impact on our backline, as the two players I'm thinking of who can replace Antonio Rudiger are Gary Cahill and Andreas Christensen, and neither of them have played too many minutes under Maurizio Sarri, so that could have a detrimental effect on the backline, but we don't know. Hopefully Antonio Rudiger's fit, just for the sake of having as many players in the squad as possible. Now for Liverpool, Van Dijk is a doubt for Liverpool after picking up an injury against Southampton, and Alexander Arnold and Gigi Wijnaldum are both available for selection after they return to training in midweek. So positives on both sides and negatives on both sides. Antonio Rudiger has done really well against Liverpool so far in the two games he's played against them, so I think that we just have to hope that he's fit based on the amount of minutes he's had so far compared to the other two centre backs I've given you. The two players who have been recalled for Liverpool we do have to watch out for, but overall it's really good news, and hopefully all the players who have been out are fit. Now getting into my lineup and starting off with the formation, it is going to be a 4-3-3 with that deep line playmaker involved. So getting straight into the personnel, I have changed it a bit based on the team news I've just given you for both sides. So starting off with the keeper I've gone with Kepa in goal. I've gone with a back four of Cesar Azpilicueta, Andreas Christensen, David Luiz and Marcos Alonso. Just ahead of them in midfield, in that deep line playmaker role, I've gone with Jorginho. Just ahead of Jorginho, I've gone with Mateo Kovacic and then N'Golo Kante. And in the front three, on the right hand side, I've gone with Willian, simply because I doubt that Pedro will be fit to start the game or even make the bench. Up front, I've gone with Olivier Giroud, simply because he has a fantastic record against Liverpool and because he's much more physical than Alvaro Morata. I am not slating Morata at all, I just think that Giroud is far more physical. And on the left hand side, I've gone with that man, none other than Eden Hazard. He has to start. He has to start. If he doesn't start, I'd be very shocked and I would not be confident at all. But to recap the lineup I've just given you, in terms of the personnel, I've gone with Kepa in goal, I've gone with a back four of Cesar Azpilicueta, David Luiz, Andreas Christensen and Marcos Alonso. In the midfield three, I've gone with Jorginho in that deep line playmaker role with Mateo Kovacic and then N'Golo Kante just ahead of him. And in the front three, I've gone with Willian on the right hand side, Olivier Giroud up top and Eden Hazard on the left. Now to conclude my preview, I am going to give you my prediction. But before I give you my prediction, I am going to give you Paul Merson's prediction for triangulation purposes and some of his thoughts on the game. So getting into the game on Wednesday, which is where his thoughts have come from, he has come out and said that Chelsea were brilliant in the first half and were the better side. but Liverpool did change the game in the second half in terms of the run of play. He also thinks that Eden Hazard's goal proves that he is the best player in the Premier League and that no one else can do what he does, which is a fair enough comment. But he also thinks that Chelsea don't have the psychological edge because of Liverpool's weakened team. But I don't agree with that necessarily, because our team was weakened as well. We only had 3 starting players in that team, which were Cesar Azpilicueta, Mateo Kovacic and Willian. So I don't necessarily agree with that, but it's fair enough for him to have his opinion. He has gone with a 1-1 draw. And in terms of my prediction, I do agree with Paul Merson's prediction, and I'm going to go with the exact same prediction. I'm going to go in with a 1-1 draw, simply because I believe that it's going to be a very tough game for both sides. I think that if anyone was to win, it could be Liverpool. I think that Liverpool are the favourites to win this game, because they do arguably have the better players, and they have been used to this style of play for longer than Chelsea have. They've been playing in this sort of system for 3 years, where we've only been playing in this sort of attacking style of play for 3 months. So it's debatable. It's a really hard one to call, but I'm gonna go with a draw just to keep things safe, and because it's going to be a tough game. I do see both sides cancelling each other out as well in terms of the run of play as well. So that's my thoughts on the game. Let me know what your thoughts on the game are. That is the end of my video. I'll see you all very soon for my video where I'll be giving you my 7 favourite goals in which Chelsea have scored against Liverpool in the last few years, and then my video on 4 things in which I believe the first team need to do in order to get a result against Liverpool at Stamford Bridge. So come on, you Blues, and peace. Please beat the Scousers and return to the top of the table.